Hey chickies, okay, today we are doing snowflakes. Now before anybody gets their knickers in a twist about me doing snowflakes on my nails in November, it's okay. Just take a deep breath, it'll be fine. You'll be fine. I know it's not winter in pretty much everywhere except for the North and South Pole, but really, it doesn't matter. I felt like doing snowflakes on my nails, so I did them. So, anywho, let's get into it. I really hope you like it. To start with, I've painted all of my nails with OPI's Alpine Snow, my favourite white polish. And because I'm doing a gradient for the base, I'm using Bliss Kisses Simply Peel Latex Barrier to protect the skin around my nails, as per usual. The other colour I'll be using today is Cuccio Colours Prince I've Been Gone. So starting with the gradient, yes, I am using my latex free sponge, which I have pre-dampened, just painting the white and it's kind of like a teal color. It's a really, really pretty color from Cuccio, and just dabbing that on my nail as many times as I need to in order to get the strength of color that I'm after. Oh, I can't speak. Anyway, I can. Well, anyway. And as soon as I have finished sponging, I'm going to go ahead and take off that liquid latex and reveal virtually nothing to clean up, which is always a wonderful thing. Of course, I am using my Royal Majestic brush and my non-acetone remover to take care of any of the little bits. Next, I'm going to add a top coat using Picture Polish's Looking Glass. I just after a thin top coat rather than using Seche Vite at this point. And then I'm going to be using some matte acrylic craft paint and my Maxi brush from the Stylish Nail Art Shop. So moving on to the painting of the snowflakes. Now I generally go to Google and just type in snowflake in Google Images, and it comes up with so many designs and so many intimidating designs that I couldn't possibly hope to paint on my nails. Now this is a 6-point, what do you call it? 6-point snowflake, and this is a very basic kind of design. I like some of them are so intricate, and there's just no way in the world I was ever going to be able to paint any of those. But I just wanted to show you the couple of basic designs that I sort of came up with thanks to Google inspiration. Once you have all of your lines done, you can then come in with a small dotting tool and add some dots to the points of each of the points. And I just think, well, in my own brain, I just thought that made it look a little bit more intricate. It certainly does from a distance. Now moving on to the second snowflake for this nail, I'm putting that at the very tip of my nail. It's kind of hard to see, but it is there and you can see it in real life. And this is another 6-pointer, and I just made this one up as I went along, and I figured I was being all smarty pants, and I just added dots to the lines, and I actually really like the way it turned out. Yeah, so I was all full of myself about that one. Okay, so now let's move on to the middle nail, and for the very large, intimidating looking snowflake, which is an 8-pointer. So we've added 2 extra lines, and to do that, all you need to do is like a cross, and then you do lines from each corner going down. I don't know why I swapped my hands figures just then, that was weird. Anyway, so as you can see, going from each corner. Now, I found it easier to do it this way rather than to go one great big long line straight through, because it just wasn't looking very even. I did it a couple of times, I'll be honest. Wiped it off, started again, wiped it off, started again. Do that a lot around here. So for this one, I added the dots every second line at sort of closer to the middle, and then more dots every second, or the other lines closer to the end of each line. So I was just being smarty pants again, trying to figure out how to make it up as I went along, and I literally did make this one up as I went along. Then I added these teeny little lines from each of the dots, and I thought I was being really fancy. I like the way it turned out, but I totally think it could have been better. Anyway. make my little snowflakes kind of fancy, I decided to use some Diamontes from Glitter Injections, and I'm using Seche Vite to stick those down. If you want them to stay for any really good length of time, I would suggest you use nail glue, and it's just a matter of trying to find one that you want to put on. Like, they're not all fabulous. Some of them you have to sort of go through them and figure out which one's going to look the best. And as you can see, Seche Vite goes down and then the Diamonte goes over the top of that. Moving on to the larger snowflake, I decided I needed to use something slightly bigger than the little Diamante, so I'm using Swarovski crystals, which I bought on eBay. I'm not 100% sure that they're authentic Swarovski, but I like to call them that because it makes me feel all fancy. So yeah, just adding one of those to the middle of that snowflake. And that's it for this wintry snowflake mani. It's probably not going to be the only snowflake mani I do this year. I kind of like doing them, even though they do my head in. Here's a real close up. Isn't that cool? Love it, love it, love it, love it. Anyway, thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye, chickies. Oh, and thank you for subscribing. And thanks for that delicious thumbs up. Bye.